There comes a moment in life, often after 40, when you start to feel the world shifting around you. You walk into a room and the usual recognition doesn't follow. You speak your truth, but the responses are lukewarm at best. The validation you once craved seems like it's slipping away. But here's a deeper truth: this is not a decline. It's an awakening. It's easy to feel ignored in a world obsessed with novelty and speed, where youth is priced above wisdom and external validation is sought after more than internal peace. After 40, you are no longer chasing external accolades. You are reflecting on the true essence of who you are and what you want to leave behind. And this is where Stoicism comes in. The Stoics understood that the world's attention is fleeting, but inner strength, that lasts forever. And once you understand the Stoic move to regain control, you stop seeking approval and start becoming someone who attracts power, respect, and peace through their presence. Part 1: Why you feel ignored after 40. If you've been feeling ignored, overlooked, or undervalued as you age, you are not alone. It's a common experience after 40. There's a reason why the world seems to favor the younger, the quicker, the louder. We live in a culture that prizes innovation and energy, youth's fiery ambition and charisma. The older you get, the less society seems to look at you, or so it feels. But here's what society doesn't understand: true power grows in stillness, wisdom, and experience. In midlife, you are no longer playing by the same rules as everyone else. The chase for external validation starts to feel shallow, and eventually, you begin to withdraw from that very chase. This shift is your gift. You stop chasing external recognition and instead focus on strengthening your internal foundation. That's when your energy changes. Your presence becomes magnetic, not because you are trying to be, but because you are. Part 2: The Stoic move: detach from validation, return to virtue. You may feel like you are being overlooked or pushed to the side, but here's the Stoic answer: let it be. Don't react. Withdraw from external validation and return to the timeless principles that gave Stoics like Marcus Aurelius and Seneca their enduring power: virtue over validation. Epictetus said it plainly: if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. The Stoic way is not to seek attention, not to beg for recognition, but to detach from the need for it altogether. The moment you stop needing to be seen is when you regain control. It's not about proving your worth, it's about living in such a way that people are compelled to notice your presence, not because you demanded it, but because you exude it. Part 3: The 5 Pillars of the Midlife Stoic Comeback. Stillness over stimulation. The world demands your attention constantly. But the Stoic knows, the quietest presence often commands the most attention. Practice stillness. Let your actions speak louder than your words. Discipline over distraction. At 40 plus, it's easy to slip into passive consumption, social media, mindless scrolling, shallow conversations. But the Stoic knows that growth requires discipline. Build your mind, body, and craft daily, without distraction. Principles over popularity. Popularity fades, but integrity is forever. As you grow older, you begin to care less about fitting in and more about standing firm in your values. When you live by principles, you attract those who respect you for your authenticity, not your image. Presence over performance. You don't need to perform for others anymore. The Stoic is present. He or she listens deeply, speaks with purpose, and moves with grace. You stop trying to impress and start impressing with your calm, clear energy. Virtue over validation. The Stoic doesn't seek applause, likes, or external approval. You shift from a validation-seeking mindset to a virtue-driven one. Your sense of worth is no longer tied to what others think of you but to the strength of your character and your actions. Part 4. The Power of Strategic Withdrawal. When you feel ignored or rejected, your instinct might be to shout louder, to demand attention. But the Stoic response is to withdraw, not out of weakness, but out of a sense of strength. The Stoic withdraws from drama, from unnecessary conflict, from the noise of the world. In doing so, they reclaim their power. They become a silent force that others feel without words. When you stop begging for attention, you start exuding a quiet magnetism. People begin to notice you because you are no longer chasing them. You've elevated yourself above the need for their approval. You are enough simply by being. Part 5. Stoic Rebuilding the Inner Empire. Midlife is not a time for shrinking. It's a time for building. Your foundation is stronger now than it's ever been. The key to regaining control is to cultivate inner strength through small, deliberate practices. Daily practice. Start your day in silence. Before checking your phone, before responding to others, sit in stillness. Focus on your breath and center yourself. Journal your thoughts. Ask yourself questions that help you refocus on your core values. What is my purpose today? How can I live my truth and act from integrity? Where am I giving away my energy unnecessarily? How can I let go of the need for approval today? By journaling regularly, you reinforce your inner power. You remind yourself that you don't need anyone's permission to live authentically. Meditation practice. Sit quietly for 10 to 15 minutes. Let go of any intrusive thoughts. Focus on your breath, repeating these phrases. I control my reactions, not the world around me. I control my reactions, not the world around me. I am enough just as I am. I do not seek external validation. I embrace stillness and strength. These practices don't just calm your mind, they center you in your own power. They help you remember that you've always been enough. Part 6. Reclaiming Masculine-Feminine Sovereignty. As you age, you may start to feel that society's gaze no longer sees you as valuable. The youth-driven world may make you feel obsolete. But here's the Stoic truth. You are entering your prime. If you are a man over 40, reclaim your silent strength. Your power isn't in performing. It's in your presence, your ability to be still and lead with integrity. A Stoic man doesn't demand attention, he commands respect by how he carries himself. If you are a woman over 40, you reclaim your feminine sovereignty by stepping into grace and wisdom. No longer do you need to seek validation. You stand in your own power, radiating confidence and calm. When you speak, it's with the quiet strength of someone who has nothing to prove. Part 7. What you attract when you stop needing. When you release the need for external validation, you step into a state of attraction. People feel your energy not because you seek them out, but because you stand firm in who you are. 3 things happen when you stop begging for attention. People respect your silence, you stop chasing, and they start listening. Your presence is felt before you even speak. Opportunities chase you because you are no longer seeking approval. You begin to attract opportunities that align with your true purpose. You experience peace, the constant striving ends. You settle into who you are, and that peace is palpable. Part 8. Your legacy starts now. Remember, you are not fading into irrelevance. Midlife is not decline. It's design. This is the period when you take control of your life and decide what you want to leave behind. You are not here to accumulate external trophies. You are here to build a legacy of virtue, integrity, and wisdom. By living authentically, you will inspire others to do the same. When you leave, let people remember you not for your possessions, but for how you lived. For your quiet strength, your unshakable character, your commitment to truth. So, the next time you feel overlooked or ignored, remember this. You don't need attention. You need alignment with your deeper self. You don't need to be seen. You need to be unshakable. You don't need to chase. You need to become. Withdraw from the noise. Build your inner empire. Become so centered that the world notices your presence, not because you are begging for it, but because you simply are. You are not invisible. You are emerging stronger than ever before. Now, step into that power. Bell subscribe for more Stoic wisdom and timeless principles to regain your control, peace, and power in midlife. Never beg again. Become what you once chased.